Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. We are in this reading doing a collective general reading, and the subject is what do you want to know at this time? So this is going to be a one pile reading with one message for everybody. Let's flip over the cards. We've got Five of Swords, Strength, and the Seven of Swords. Splitting apart. Come together, we need each other. Emerging into grace. Virtual reality. The infinite web. Grib Sprayang. And fill your cup with sacred giggles. So as I began this reading, a bunch of noises started to come up in the background, like there's a neighbor hammering, there's kids running, there are cars going by. I'm currently living somewhere that's in more of a cityscape, and I've been frustrated about how there's not as much nature here as I'd like, but I feel like the message that I'm getting at the moment is what these cards are saying, and it relates in with all this kind of noise around me and all this polarity, all these things that I don't really want to be in, and that I'm going, oh, you know, like the hammering sound's going to ruin the readings. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this right now. And that's kind of, you know, that's the split energy, because we are alive, we are in humanness, we are with people, we are living in cities. How can we maintain our oneness and our connection with spirit, our connection with nature? How can we maintain our spiritualness within what feels like not spiritual, not what feels not spiritual? You know, the neighbor hammering as I'm doing the reading, it's like, oh, I'd much rather have birds singing in the background. But honestly, it's like, how can we see everything as one and connected and sacred and beautiful, rather than judging and feeling the splitness of some? It's like, well, some of the universe is sacred and holy and other parts are not. It's like, no, that's not true at all. Everything is the beautiful one of spirit, and I feel like this reading is guiding whoever is tuning in here into a greater sense of oneness and to find spirit in harder to find places. You know, we can really easily find and connect to spirit when we go out and we're on a mountain and everything's beautiful and there's eagles flying around and everything, but when we're in the middle of the city, you know, a lot of spiritual people will complain about denser human environments where there's less presence of nature and there's more chemicals and there's more manufacturing and things are disconnected and all that. But it's like everything is a piece of the universe. Every little thing is spiritual. Every little piece of the universe is spirit. There's not one thing that, oh, we can say that this stuff is spiritual and this stuff is not. This stuff is the universe and this stuff is not the universe. It's like everything is the universe. So there's this tendency here to separate oneself and to not see the holiness in certain things and certain people and certain places. And I feel like we're all guilty of this at some point in the spiritual path. When I was younger, I felt a lot more oneness, and then I experienced a lot of trauma that knocked me out of my perspective, and it's like I'm landing back into, in a deeper, more integrated way, what I used to believe, which is that everything is sacred. Every moment is sacred, every experience is sacred, even the ugly, unwanted stuff is sacred. And how can we all remember that? And as we do that, it's like we will bring the sacred, what is truly sacred and deep and spiritual, into these more denser spaces within our perspective, and we will be able to see that everything is spirit. And when we're agitated by cars going by or by neighbors hammering, it's like every single thing is spirit. And maybe that hammering, you know, when I'm doing a reading, if I'm out in nature, I will listen to what birds are going by in this moment. What noises am I hearing in this moment? You know, whether it's a hawk flying by and making its sounds, or a cicada going in the background like we have right now, or a tree creaking, the wind blowing. It's like all these beautiful nature moments are messages, but why not the human sounds? Why not the city sounds? Why are those not sacred? So that's what this reading is asking us to look at. And that in spirituality, like people, we really tend to separate and judge and divide. There's so much judgment of the spiritual community by spiritual people, even if it's like well-meaning. It's like we have no business looking at each other and defining or dictating or judging, or we have no business looking around and commenting on others and saying that this and that is wrong and this and that is not sacred. It's like we're all on the journey and everybody's going to figure it out, and we have no business looking at each other and talking about each other's journey in a judgmental, negative way. It's not helpful. It's not conducive to oneness. It's not conducive to healthy interdependence and self-sufficiency. It's more codependent. It's more, oh, we need to control and fix what other people are doing. It's like, no, everybody's got their own journey. Everybody's got their own source energy guiding them, and they are all going to find their way in their own way. At the same time, this reading is asking us to move into a place of deeper discernment, because everything can be helpful and beneficial and spiritual and sacred to us. However, it's like we don't want to move away from the things that don't feel nourishing to us because they're bad. What we want to do is just move towards what feels good for us without judging the other side. Because when we judge and push against the other side, we include it in our energy, and then it comes up in our reality. The more attention we give that other side and judge it and put it down, the more it gets closer to us. So the Grib Sprayang card is interesting because it says here it's a Tibetan term translating as pollution wolf, and it refers to anything that pollutes your system. It says this will differ between people. One person may be able to tolerate or even thrive within a certain type of consciousness or lifestyle that would drain, diminish, and disrupt the energies of someone else. So there's such an interesting polarity in this reading, because part of it is speaking about creating a reality around you that feels good for you, that feels nourishing and right. And part of this is speaking about how everything is nourishing, everything is beautiful, everything is spirit. And so I feel like whoever's tuning into this, including myself, it's like we're right in the middle of truly finding an embodied knowing and experience of the fact that everything is sacred, and there's no reason to reject and judge what doesn't feel replenishing and nourishing to us. It is just about moving towards what does. And we can allow people to be in whatever reality they belong in, because that's what's nourishing to them. It's so interesting to witness people trying to tell each other what to eat and what to do with their bodies and how to live, and really looking down on others who don't go out and go in nature all day, and who don't do ceremonies, and who don't eat organic. And everyone has a set of what is nourishing or not to them. Something that is good for you, that feels amazing to you, could feel totally wrong to somebody else. This is a real call to come into yourself, come into ourselves, and acknowledge that we don't work the same as others. This Five of Swords really brings that toxic enmeshment energy up, that this is all about getting in our own space and not attacking each other and pulling each other down for our choices and for the realities that we're in. Because when we do that, we find ourselves in the wrong reality for us. It's like we're giving all this attention and energy to unwanted, to what isn't right for us. And then we end up right in it. Is really what virtual reality is speaking to, is the reality that we create around us. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. It's like, it's none of your business. Just be happy. Just be happy. Just choose to be happy. Because when we push against and we judge and we put each other on pedestals, some of us are good and some of us are bad, it's all religion reenacting itself in this new age spiritual lingo of this group of people are bad and they need to be killed and punished, and it's the same thing. It's just a lighter vibration. It's a less dense version, but we're still doing the same thing. We're still attacking and killing each other at a less dense vibrational level. And then, the people that are pushing against something that they want eradicated are just creating more of it and finding themselves in more of it because they're pushing against it. So if you're currently living a reality that you don't feel good in, that isn't replenishing to you, maybe you find yourself going out often with people who don't want to eat the same food that you need. Maybe you're living in the city and you really want to be in nature. Whatever this is, like your path here is to bring within yourself a harmony rather than this split and this conflict around what is good for you and how can you focus solely on that. How can you make that be what you're living? How can you live in your own space so that other people can live in their own space? It's like everybody's a puzzle piece. And if we just stay in our own little puzzle piece without trying to be another puzzle piece or criticize another piece, like we can all just fit together into the puzzle very nicely and have nothing to do with, what the other piece is doing and how they're fitting. It's like, who cares? Just focus on you and what nourishes you. And put all your energy there, put all your attention there. And be lighter about everything. So we're going to pull a second set of cards to just clarify and deepen any of these messages or to tune into any new messages. We've got Blessing of the Kata bestowed, Determination, Proceeding softly, Wings, Blood, and Bone, Find your sacred flow, and a hummingbird in languor. I feel that this reading is for people who have, similar to me, it's like people who have been spiritual their whole lives. They've been residing in a lot of wisdom and beauty and oneness and all this like incredible spiritual knowing, and have experienced a lot of polarity, maybe a few years of deep contrast where we were thrown into realities that didn't match our vibrations. We were around people who weren't anything like us, who, may have done terrible things to us. We experienced a lot of deep, deep contrast, and it pulled us out of our spirituality. It pulled us out of our perspective and our wisdom. And what this next set of cards speaks to is this journey of returning to self, of being determined to get back into who you were before, and that who you were before was this person living in a state of oneness, the person who accepts polarity and who doesn't judge. Like, you're living in this state of oneness and you got pulled out of that, and now it's like you're really desperate to get back into that. And I feel that you're experiencing this on the physical level as well. Like, you're living a reality that doesn't match your energy, much like, as I was saying, I'm currently living in a more city environment, and I have all this polarity and contrast around me that is not really conducive to my well-being in my mind. And I know that I'm here for a reason, and at the same time I want to move somewhere where I can be with nature and really pursue my shamanism and my connection with spirit in a more, nature way. But I'm in this cityscape with people who are not like me, and it's like there is something that together collectively we're overcoming by having these experiences where we're not separated anymore, we're not split, we're not judging, we don't have the ups and downs and high vibration, low vibration. Like, people like us are exiting that dynamic because it's splitting, it's judgmental, it's not of oneness energy. But it's like we have to actually walk that journey. Some of us are actually walking the tangible journey of moving into oneness within ourselves and in our outer world, so that the outside that we're living is a reflection of the inside, and we get to be around everything that we feel is truly replenishing to us. Whereas at the moment, it's like, yeah, this is the environment that we need to be in for our spiritual growth, but it's not what we want, and it's not what feels like what we are truly replenished by, but we need to be here in this moment. So like me, if you're listening to this reading, whoever's getting this message, you are currently not living the reality that you want. You're living in a split reality where there are things that are not nourishing to you, that you don't like, that you don't want to be in, but it's where you're meant to be at this time, because this is part of your spiritual journey. And your work here, it's like you are going to achieve the union with your soul, you're going to achieve the big grand union where your outside reflects your inside, and you get to live the reality that you want. You get to be in your dream. You get to be around everything and everyone that you want to be in. But you don't need to rush. It's like you are going to get there, because in a way you were there before. You were there already. It's just happening at a deeper, more integrated level. You know, we can be very spiritual when we don't have all the contrast around us, and for me, it's like I had such a peaceful, easy, younger life that allowed me to adopt all these deep spiritual perspectives at a young age. However, when life actually threw me into the environments to test whether I could hold these energies, it's like I had to work hard to maintain my vibration and to maintain myself. Whereas, yeah, it's easy when you're living a cloistered, safe life to have all this wisdom and knowing, and to have those spiritual perspectives. When you're actually thrown into life and thrown into the contrast, you know, you have to work to weave that spiritual knowing and wisdom and energy into the physical, and that's how you do it. It's by having these experiences where you're actually walking out your wisdom into reality. And you may not be able to do it immediately, and that's okay. And you might have fallen out of it, and that's okay. You are meant to emerge back into that state. You are meant to return to your oneness. You don't need to be upset, because these cards are indicating that there's an angst in you to return to that state where you were before. It's just, you just want to heal the split. And part of your journey is like accepting the splitness, because that is what you're getting upset about in your external reality. You're getting upset by splitness, which is people who are not living authentically, energies that are not in alignment. You are being tested and triggered and thrown into realities that have this, because you're meant to maintain your vibration, maintain your energy within this space. And once you do that, like you're in full union with yourself, and then you will be in full union with your life as well. Blessing of the Kata says, in your heart, a desire for union grows, an impulse to move deeper into love's embrace. As you open your heart, I am able to gift you with my healing balm and blessing. It is never too late for love. It is never too late for joy. It is never too late for connection. As my blessing vests in your heart, a path will open up for you. You are worthy of such blessing and shall be safe in the joy of its embrace. This is a blessing for a oneness, for a union that you so desire, which is within yourself. It's a desire to no longer be split, to no longer be in shadow and ego and having a split psyche where you're judging and you're piling things into good and bad. It's like you are walking out a real, let's say you are actually doing the work to walk into a unified state of being within yourself, within your psyche. This is beautiful work that you're doing. You're determined to do it. You are going to do it. You have the blessing of spirit saying you are meant for this, but you're actually, like, your angst about it is causing you to maybe want to walk faster than the journey requires of you. The hummingbird in languor is about softening and slowing down. Same with proceeding softly. It's like we can see your determination, but this is a journey where you're actually walking into your unified oneness of beingness of your psyche, and you're guaranteed to get there. You just need to walk the journey, and you will be provided with everything you need to get there. But you are guided to just chill a little bit. Don't take it so seriously. Don't panic about what's going on around you. Come into the knowing of what this journey is and just walk it, knowing what this is. You are meant for this journey. You are meant for the oneness. You're meant for the union. You're on your way. It's like you're in Arizona and you want to get to California. You're in the United States and you want to go to Europe. It's like, well, all you need to do is book the flight there, and you're going to get on the plane and you're going to land in the place that you want to be. It's like, it's guaranteed. You are going to get there. You don't need to worry and fear and feel like there's something terrible going on. You're guaranteed to reach your oneness that you desire, and to get back into, whoever that you've been so bothered by the split that you've been living, that is within you. You're bothered by the split within you, and you've been living that split in your external. You've been living your shadow. The inner split is the shadow and the persona, the psyche, the split in the psyche of the shadow, which is that separation and that judgment, and this is good, this is bad, this is helpful, this is not. And you're right in the middle of actually living this, where you're coming back into a union within yourself and a knowing that everything is spirit, everything is positive and benevolent. And if you embrace that and just calm down, find some joy in the moment, like, you're guaranteed to get to where you want to go. You do not have to worry. So let's pull 3 more cards to close this reading. We've got Roots Grow from Your Feet, Awakening Ancient Wisdom, and Gentle Penetration. So Roots Grow from Your Feet says, pause to fully understand your situation, both internally and externally, so you can choose the appropriate roles to play and actions to take. Awakening Ancient Wisdom is all about understanding what's going on way below the surface level. And Gentle Penetration is about taking that wisdom that is within us, and even the roots grow from your feet. It's like walking out that wisdom, weaving it in to your life, little by little. Gentle penetration, step by step. You are walking your spirit into the physical. And your work here is like, understand why you're going through what you're going through on the inside and on the outside. Don't just look at your reality and try to fix it and fight it. It's like, whatever you're experiencing on the outside is an exact mirror of what you're experiencing on the inside, and you are impacting both. You have the power to weave your spirit into matter, into your reality, as you are doing, healing your inner psyche, healing yourself, healing your inner energy of the split of the shadow and the light, the dark and the light, whatever you want to call it, that judgmental, separated piece of the self and the oneness, unified piece of the self. You are coming back into harmony. And I know that the split is very painful when you experience oneness and then you get split from it. Yes, it's painful. And it's like, that is the wound of humanity, to be born into reality, into the physicality, and be split from spirit, so to speak, to be split out of union by coming into the physical body. It's a wound that we carry. But you are one of the incredible warriors of this planet. You're one of the incredible spiritual beings that is walking out the healing of that journey of you are walking the healing of the wound of separation from spirit as we go into the physical. You're walking it out in your own way, and little by little you are succeeding. You're destined to succeed. You're destined to live the union that is the delicious, joyful oneness of spirit and matter. You are going to live that while still alive. Like, you don't have to die to go be one with spirit again. You are going to be one of the people that heal that wound in this life, and heal it at the human physical level, so that you are living the oneness that is of spirit, of being source energy fully, while embodied. And there is magic on this planet. For those who feel like this is not where they belong and they want to go somewhere else, there is magic here for you if you look for it. If you are open to the earth showing you that this is heaven, this is where we want to be, to trust the genius, brilliant part of you that brought you here to your physical body and this humanness and this earth walk, that there is such beauty here if you look for it, and you will find it. You will not only find it, but you will create it. And when you see the beauty of the work that you're doing, that you're weaving spirit into your reality, you're bringing your wisdom into reality, you're healing the split, the separation of your reality with the inner beauty of the oneness of your soul, of your spirit self, you will feel so accomplished and successful. And you will be one of those beautiful examples for others of having healed this, and you're healing this for the generations ahead and for this planet. And this is such important work to bring us back into this oneness energy while we're on earth, while we're human. We can experience it here. So that is our reading. Thank you everybody for joining me and for listening, and blessings on your journey.